Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, it is the Monday after the SpinUp weekend in Austin, Texas. Yeah, I'm still in Austin. I'm still at the Spring Hill Suites. All of my friends have left. I stayed an extra day just in case there was something else going on, but everybody left me. They all left me. So I'm here by myself, but I'm taking advantage of it. I have with me, the only drone I brought with me for this week is the DJI Mini SE, named after my friend Johnny Drone Flyer. This is a pretty humble little drone in the DJI lineup, but I still think it's a phenomenal piece of technology. Where we're at here, I'm over kind of on a little side road that goes to a Hampton Inn, pretty close to the Spring Hill Suites where we stayed here in Cedar Park by the Cedar Park Recreation Center. But there's also a railroad museum right here, and they've got a bunch of old rail cars. Now, my plan was to go explore that museum today, but they're closed, so I didn't get to do it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to get the Mini up, and we're going to do some flying kind of over the top of the rail cars and so forth. And you know, you will have seen a ton of video of this area already, I'm sure, from everybody that was here at SpinUp. But we're going to do it again, and just kind of, like I said, I'm going to focus on that rail museum, but we're going to look around kind of at the whole area. It's a little bit windy. I'm going to be recording audio off of my iPhone that's attached to the controller, so hopefully we won't get a bunch of wind noise. But in any case, let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. So one thing that's kind of interesting is I know that through the Fly app you can recommend spots to fly, and evidently somebody has recommended this area before because it says recommended zone on the first page of the Fly app. So let's click go fly here.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Let's check the safety menu real quick. And yeah, our return to home altitude is fine, etc. for everything we're doing here. It's not asking for IMU or compass, so what the heck? Quick look at the battery. Battery's awesome. Then no reason not to fly here. So I'm going to throw it in, I'm going to leave the camera in auto. We're shooting in 2.7K, 30 frames per second. Start recording now. Yeah, let's go ahead and do an auto takeoff.
Takeoff. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Okay, there I am. This little drone is just so steady in the air. I'm going to pick it up here and drop the camera just a little bit. Talk to the drone. So we're going to go backwards over everything here, and the sun is right in my eyes. So pardon me if I squint a little bit, but yeah, I see no reason why we shouldn't do our usual manual dronies. So reverse and up now. Backwards we go. And you're going to see what I mean. We're going to be right over those railroad cars here in a second. And there they are. So what you're looking at here, let me pick up the gimbal so we kind of get to that rule of thirds. So what you're looking at here is you're looking directly at the Spring Hill Suites. And let me yaw around. And this lake or pond or whatever you call it, I'm sure you've seen in a lot of videos from people that are at SpinUp. And I did the whole hike around this whole thing, and there's a bunch of interesting sculptures or artwork, I guess, or whatever you'd call it, on the other side of that pond. And right in the foreground here is a Hampton Inn that isn't open yet, but right behind that is the Cedar Park Recreation Center where we had SpinUp. So let me finish kind of yawing here so you can kind of get a look at the rails here. And we're going to be into the sun, so this isn't going to be the best view ever. But we're going to kind of give you a look here. Let's go let's go forward, and we'll turn around and go back the other direction, dropping some altitude here. Our friend Joe Blaylock was the king of flying this rail yard here on Friday night. He flew just feet above the top of the rail cars. It was pretty interesting. He showed some serious skill. Now I believe this building right here, we'll see if we can kind of get to the other side of it here. And that's me, I'm picking up some altitude. Yeah, I believe this is the museum itself. Sorry about that, I was focusing on some other things and should have been yawing the drone around. But I believe this is the building itself. Like just a little bit of breakup on FPV there. This and I'm getting a weak signal. Yeah, then we lost signal there. So let's see what happens. There must be some pretty severe. Yeah, it's going into return to home. That's interesting. There must be some pretty severe interference here. I'm shooting through some trees, but shouldn't be this bad. And as you know, this is just a Wi-Fi drone, but you know, I don't know how far away we were at. Adjust antennas to regain connection, and we're pointed right at the drone, the flat part of the antenna, right at the drone. So it's on its way back. I can see on the telemetry. Let's see when we get if we get some FPV signal back here. And nothing yet. There we go. There we got it. So it looks like it's going to take us right over the top of the new Hampton Inn. Well, shucks. That is not what I wanted to show you. So we're going to stop that return to home right now. And the drone is back at a hover. We've got full signal again. Let's drop that camera down and kind of give you another look at the rail yard here. And I'm quite sure that some of these cars are kind of in the process of restoration. I see some tankers even down there, and some of them I'm sure are fully restored. But I'll tell you, what's interesting is yesterday there were a bunch of us flying here, and even the guys with OcuSync 3 on their their DJI Air 2S were having issues with signal and signal loss. And thought it was kind of interesting that, you know, even OcuSync 3, and of course, as we've said, this is a Wi-Fi drone. So let's yaw around here. Let's see if we can back this guy around and get a better look. This is just a little, what you're looking at in the foreground is just a little strip mall. And there was a brewery there that we had kind of a meet and greet before SpinUp on Friday evening. And that's where Joe Blaylock was flying from. And boy, did he get some fantastic pictures. He got right down on these rail cars and took some tremendous video. Oh, it looks like we got some guys working on... No, maybe not. Wish I had zoom. Oh, yeah, we got a car down there. Wish I had zoom on this thing. I could kind of zoom in on that and see what they're doing down there. Not sure, but we're not going to bother them. That's for sure. So we're going to stay to the side of them. I'm going to pick the camera back up. And we're going to move along here. Don't want to bother those guys. We can drop a little altitude as we're moving along here. But these are evidently all vintage rail cars that either have been restored or are being restored and are used on this rail line. And my understanding is they even have a little rail tour. Now it said, unfortunately, when I looked it up today, it said that they are closed every Wednesday. or excuse me, Monday. Getting confused here, trying to walk and chew gum at the same time. So every Monday they're closed. But there was also a little thing that said they were closed indefinitely due to COVID too. So I don't know which is which. And it's pretty clear that some of these cars are not, well, look at that. I see some scaffolding there. So yeah, clearly they are in the middle of doing some restoration work. Yeah, this is fascinating stuff. Boy, I'll tell you what, Joe got right down on top of these cars. I'm going to get as low as I dare here. And we're kind of going into the sun here a little bit, but I think we can go forward here somewhat. And I think we can stay out of these guys' way that are doing whatever work it is that they're doing here. I'm going to move a little bit more to the side. And I suspect that this is the functional part of the train. Well, no, maybe that next one. So I don't know, is that engine functional or not? I couldn't tell you. Let's pick that camera back up a little bit. I'm quite sure that engine is functional. So it's a steam train museum, but these definitely are not steam engines. They're diesels for sure. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, we're getting that weak signal again in the same spot. Yeah, we lost connection. Same spot. Oh, there we got it back. So let me see if I can yaw around here. It came back to us, and we're, 300 meters away. So, like I said, evidently there must be some really bad Wi-Fi interference here. And I just realized right there, when you see that patio cover, I'm going to right in the center of the screen there. That is where we had our event the other day, and that's a taco stand right next to it. Yeah, and it's squawking at me about weak signal again. So I'm gonna continue to move around here, and we're gonna see if we can. Let me pick up that camera again a little bit and see if we can come back again over the top of the train here. And I'll tell you. Joe was when he was flying this, he was mere feet from the top of the rail car here. So, but I'm not that brave. I'm going to put it into Cine mode here, and yeah, I'm getting that weak signal again. Let me see if I can start moving forward in Cine mode, so a little bit slower. A little easier for a hack like me to... Okay, guys, I had a small interruption there. I had a phone call come in, and it knocked off the screen recorder, but I restarted it, put the phone in airplane mode so we don't get interrupted again. And let's see if we can move forward over the top of this rail car here. And like I said, Joe Blaylock, he was mere feet over the top of the cars, and one thing I don't want to do is bother these guys that are working on them here. But let's kind of, what we can do is, I think what might look good is move sideways here and kind of get a sideways look. And I'm getting you'll see on the screen recording an available Wi-Fi network. Now, I put the drone in airplane mode, so I guess Wi-Fi is still on when you do that. But anyway, let's see if we can get that off the screen there. Must be a hotel there or something. Let's raise some altitude here. I don't know if there's any phone wires or anything, but we're probably low enough that we might hit something. So discretion is the better part of valor. Well, okay, so sorry about all the interruptions in this video, guys, but you see it live. That says what, New York Central on the side of that car. Yeah, this is interesting, huh? That looks like it's a generator there. And there's that other car with all the scaffolding around it, so Clearly they're doing some work on that. And then let's rotate around here. I know that looks like, I remember that caboose sitting there, so I don't want to go sideways into a building or something. And anyway, you can see me over there in my little junky little rental car. And let me tell you, the rental car they gave me is a piece of junk. Let me give you a little advice. If you're ever renting from Hertz, never rent the manager special. What the manager special is the junk that nobody else wants. And I don't even want to tell you what I paid to rent this Ford Focus with 50,000 miles on it. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. But yet I did, and I think my total rental bill for these few days, and you know, rental cars are hard to come by. About $500 is what that little guy is going to cost me. Just think, that could have bought me a new Mini 2, right? Is that crazy or what? I don't know. Anyway, I was a little bit perturbed about that. Okay, let's put the drone back into P mode. And the other day, a bunch of us flew from this spot right down. You can see where that garbage can is right there? We all were lined up there, and we had, I don't know, 6 or 7 drones in the air at the same time. And you talk about getting some interference. We absolutely did. And my friend Al Duran from the Duranify channel, he offered me $100 if I would fly underneath this bridge that you see directly ahead here. And I declined his offer, and as I get closer to it, you'll see I walked that direction today. And yeah, that would be, whoops, I had a little bit of delay there on my first person view that caused me some issues there. But anyway, this bridge, as you can see, I mean, you might be able to fly under it, but you're going to have to be a better pilot than me. As I look down here, plus you see all those weeds, it'd be really tight. But look what would happen when you got through the other side. You would have to go straight up because there's solid undergrowth there that would be just like a wall that your drone would run into. So thanks, but no thanks, Al. I didn't take you up on that one. Okay, let's get some altitude and move around here. And we're gonna be going into the sun here for a second. And that's just a wall of apartment buildings. And again, right over here is where the event took place at the Cedar Park Recreation Center, right there. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get low enough that you can actually see them, but there's a ton of art installations right here, or sculptures. I don't know if you'd call it a sculpture park or not. I definitely call them art installations. I'll tell you what I'll do. I took a bunch of pictures when I was on my walk of this stuff. And yeah, that's better. Moving the camera down, you can see them a little better. And I took a bunch of pictures when I was on my walk. And I'll throw those as kind of bonus footage at the end of this video, so you guys can take a look at some. I didn't get pictures of all of it, but I did get pictures of some of it. And boy, I'll tell you what, I'm breaking up on FPV here, trying to get the antenna pointed right at the drone. Again, you know, this is a Wi-Fi drone, but there is some serious Wi-Fi interference in this area. So that deck right there, there was a lot of action there on Saturday. A lot of drones taking off, FPV drones. Ken Heron flew the V-copter off of that deck. Skydio, Sean Oz brought his Skydio 2, and he was flying it around there. He had it. We walked from the hotel all the way to this event center with the Skydio 2 following us. And then, yeah, I mean, all manner of drones here that were flying off of that deck. We had it, I'm telling you, if you know, in next year in 2022, if Kelly Shores puts on SpinUp again. Yeah, you got to do it. I'm just telling you, it is a phenomenal event. It's just something you don't want to miss. And this is the walking path. And again, I'm getting weak signal. So we walked, there were a lot of us that were staying at the Spring Hill Suites, and this is the path that we walked to get to the event center. So it was really fun because it was all within walking center. I didn't have to drive my crappy little rental car much. And a big shout out. I guess I really do want to shout out Mike Wright, TX Arch drone guy, and FSU grad 03, our friend DeMarco Moore. DeMarco shuttled us around a lot in his car, and then Mike Wright, I'm sorry, I'm trying to walk and chew gum at the same time as well as narrate. Mike Wright, that looks like we're going to go into return to home. So I'm just going to put the drone into return to home so that I can talk to you guys for a second, maybe. Okay, there we got the drone in return to home. So anyway, Mike Wright was the host with the most. He lives in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but he came down here and he stayed at the Spring Hill Suites with us on, I guess it was Friday. Yeah, Friday evening. He and I went out to Best Buy to see if we could find a Mavic 3 to purchase, and no, there weren't any available to purchase, but well, let's see if this thing's coming down a little bit off here, so we might have to stop. Yeah, I'm going to shut her down just a little bit here, guys. So we took it out of return to home. Let me move it forward just a tad, or back just a tad. Boy, I'll tell you what, even directly above me, and of course I'm not pointing the antenna directly at it, I had a little breakup on FPV. Okay, let's just let the guy land here. So I'm going to hit land, and down it's going to come. Let me see if I can stand on the side of the drone so you can see me as it comes down. There we are. Welcome home, Johnny Mini. So anyway, what I was trying to say earlier is our friend Mike Wright was definitely the host with the most. I'm going to set the drone on top of the car here, and maybe we can just do our the rest of our video from right here and let the drone record the video. Shoot, that works pretty darn good. Anyway, what I was trying to say is Mike Wright took us out to some real Texas barbecue, a place called County Line Barbecue, and it was the real deal. And I learned something from Mike too. In Texas, barbecue is beef. It's not pig. If you go back to Alabama or wherever, yeah, you can get pork barbecue. But in Texas, barbecue is beef. And he took us to a place called County Line Barbecue. You know, it was an old-timey looking place. Looked like it had been there a long time. There were a lot of celebrities that had signed various memorabilia on the wall, etc. But man, was it good. It was good food. And I want to thank Michael Wright, TX Arch Drone Guy. He was a great host while we were here, to myself, Ron, all of us, all that came to SpinUp. So nothing but fun there. And again, DeMarco Moore, man, DeMarco hauled us around in his beautiful Kia Telluride, and he took us to the spin down on Sunday. Got to fly our drones around and so forth. So it was all just a ton of fun. And yeah, so I guess that's about it. I just wanted you guys to see this train yard over here and kind of see a little bit where SpinUp the event took place. And while we had some battery, just wanted to go out over the lake and show you a little bit of that too. So anyway, I hope you got something out of this video. I had fun just getting a chance to fly here. So we'll see you guys later. I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I really appreciate you taking the time to look at my video. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. And my suspicion is the next one will be back in Idaho. But anyway, goodbye from Cedar Park, Austin, Texas. Just kind of finishing off with SpinUp 2021. See you later. Bye.